Hello again, YouTubers, on with SpongeBob 101 back here again on the SpongeBob channel with a random video. It's not really SpongeBob news, it's more like a SpongeBob talk video, a SpongeBob discussion video. I wanted to bring you guys over to comicbook.com today, right before the premiere of the Tidal Zone, to check out this interview that comicbook.com had with the executive producers of SpongeBob SquarePants, where they talked about the Tidal Zone crossover event, which will be premiering later today, January 13, 2023. So I'm going to go through this real quick. Of course, the first part of the interview, the whole page will be linked in the description box below for your reading pleasure. But let's quickly go through some of the points that were made in this interview. So they do start out with establishing the SpongeBob universe, and it's always great to have a little sneak peek into what goes on behind the scenes, behind the final product that in most cases is really good. So we start off with the first question, multiverses, and what was the idea behind these, right? So Mark talks about how having to now expand the content, it just makes sense that they focus on the other characters as well, not just SpongeBob. I mean, considering that there's a huge fan base for not just SpongeBob, but every other main character, from Patrick to Squidward to Krabs to Sandy and so on. And so Mark does point out that because of the longevity of the show, I mean, it makes sense to a certain extent to break them off and see how they operate in their own different spaces. So that's really interesting. Of course, from the Twilight Zone to the Tidal Zone. Now, there is a similarity in the title, and Vincent specifically talks about how that itself was kind of an inspiration. It's interesting. I've never seen the Twilight Zone, so I'm not qualified to speak on that in any way. But of course, as Vincent points out here, it allows them to jam in anything magical, mystical, scientific, whatever, into these new episodes. Third thing, going outside the box. I really like this screenshot, by the way, like a robot cowboy Sandy head chasing everyone. So how hard was it to make it Twilight Zone friendly, but yet still be SpongeBob? And so Vincent now talks about the time closet, the time closet that we see from the very beginning in the Patrick Star Show, introducing time travel or even dimension traveling in SpongeBob. So it's kind of like a can of worms, because once you do that, you can't really go back, but it doesn't make any sense for them to even try to go back, because they do want to expand the universe for SpongeBob, right? So we talk about how it's 5 different stories, trying to link it together, and we have all sorts of different wacky things, from the robots in Binary Bottom and Switch Glitch, which is classic Freaky Friday. I'm not sure what that exactly is. I assume it means swapping bodies. So yeah. Fourth thing, putting together the crossover. And so this question focuses on organization and how they basically came up with this. And the main point here basically is that because they discuss a lot of the stories and then they pass it off to the writers, so they try to write all of these episodes together or in line with each other, and then make sure they kind of stick together or in some form, right? So yeah, that's great. Is Tidal Zone canon? So this question, honestly, I never really cared about whether things in SpongeBob are canon. I don't really care about continuity. I mean, people might think that's an important thing. Personally, I do not. But yeah, in terms of continuity, Vincent just says it out there. There is no continuity, so no canon. There's everything. I mean, there might be some links here and there because they try to reference old episodes from the main series, in the new series, as well as in the main series' new episodes. But yeah, they're not trying to stick to a strict chronology, which again is the philosophy that has been behind the production of SpongeBob from the very beginning. And of course, they really just want to have a lot of fun producing this show, and I respect them for that. So in terms of favorites, yeah, I guess they Mark talks about binary bottom and Vincent likes shrinking stars. So we've seen clips of both episodes, look pretty promising. And of course, they will be coming out later today. I'll be reviewing the episodes tomorrow. So yeah, gonna be fun stuff. Could there be more crossovers? Now, even just looking at this question, I mean, it's always possible, right? So personally, I would prefer if they don't just reuse the Tidal Zone. But if they do, I mean, it could still be great because it's going to be a new episode. It's not going to copy and paste it, because if they did, that's going to be a little bit problematic. But yeah, that's great. And yeah, that's basically the interview. Again, linked in the description box if you guys want to read it again. But yeah, really super hyped for the episode. Before we end off, I do want to give you guys a little bit of news on the Cosmic Shake. So there have been a couple of new trailers over the past 4 weeks, and we're just about half a month away from release date, which is of course January 31st, 2023. Now I do want to point out and remind you guys, if you are going to be getting the game, it's best if you do pre-order it, because this is the SpongeBob Cosmic Shake costume pack, and it costs $9.99. You do get this for free if you pre-order at participating retailers. This is not sponsored or anything. It's just that, you know, you could save $9.99 and get all of these costumes for free just by pre-ordering. So it only makes sense to do so if you want to play the game in the first place, right? And speaking of pre-ordering, Walmart.com has a very interesting pre-order option. I've not seen this on any other US retailer website. And as you can see here, it's titled Cosmic Shake Coin Edition. So it's again, same price, $39.99. And it comes with this exclusive coin. It says, drop on the deck and flop like a fish. So I presume it will be included inside the case itself. There is a similar coin that I've seen online before that's actually in its own packaging. I'm not sure if this is going to be the same thing, but it's different color. So the other one that is available right now is a silver color coin. This is bronze or gold. So note that this edition is exclusive only for the Nintendo Switch. So if you're playing on the PlayStation or Xbox or PC, there is no coin edition as of right now that you can pre-order. Now, one thing that I do want to point out as well, I mentioned the costume pack DLC earlier. Now, Walmart's website has updated to not include that costume pack DLC. So I'm not sure if that means you will not be getting the costume pack DLC, because it was on the website previously. I checked a couple of days ago, it was there. Now it has changed. So if that was the case and you prefer the costume pack DLC, you know, don't get this, just be aware of it. But if you want it both like I do, you know, you're going to get both, right? So yeah. That's coming out January 31st. Again, in the US, Walmart exclusive. And in UK, the coin edition is available from Game. All right, so we actually have a really good look at the coin here. On the back, it does say Bikini Bottom with SpongeBob's pineapple. So it looks great. A little bit different from what you see on the box. But in the UK, you can still see that you will be getting both the coin and the official costume pack. So if you live in the UK, Game is probably your best bet for the best deal on the Cosmic Shake if you're getting standard edition. Alright, so that's all for this video. I'll let you guys know if there's any more significant updates on SpongeBob and the Cosmic Shake video game as well. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe, like, and I'll see you guys in the next SpongeBob video. Bye!